Good morning, buongiorno, and welcome to another episode, Expat Lifestyle with Bads. Saturday morning. As an expat living in a city like Florence, we've got time, haven't we, to do our morning walk. And why not combine the walk with a coffee? So we're going to mix it up, try a different place. It's a little cafe called Melaleuca on the Arno River. We've just got to now, so we're going to give that a try. It's about a k and a half along, walking east along the Arno. You can see the Santa Trinita Bridge behind me. So not many people out. It's fairly early. It's 9 a.m. Saturday morning. Can you see the advantage of getting out early? Here we go, the Ponte Vecchio Bridge, just crossing there. Yeah, so the advantage of getting out early is just the crowds. The crowds aren't here. I'll just cross. And we get a better view of the Ponte Vecchio Bridge because the sun will be behind us now. There we go. Partially destroyed in 1334, did you know? Massive floods. The next massive floods, 1966. Have a look at the images here, the 1966 floods. Some serious rain there. Yes, so it's not a bad little walking venue, isn't it, hey? You can't complain about that. Ponte Vecchio in the background. And just to my left here, the Uffizi Museum. So there's a lot of people about down in there. Melaleuca, lovely little cafe. It's about 600 metre walk east along the Arno River from the Ponte Vecchio. Some great pastries here. So go for a walk. Drop in for coffee, some pastries. You won't regret it. The pastries are lovely. An Australian connection. The owner is an Aussie, by the way. We don't come here a lot because, Florence, there's cafes everywhere. But it's always lovely to drop in after a walk along the river. So the name, Melaleuca. Melaleucas are commonly known as paperbacks or tea trees. They range in size from shrubs to tall trees. They're very prevalent in Australia, in gardens and on the coast. Hence the artwork on the wall, which is representative of the foliage and flowers and even animals that frequent the Melaleuca. Very quiet at the moment as it's still early. Later in the morning it can be very, very busy. In fact, people will sit out on the river wall waiting for their order. On a sunny morning, hey, that's not such a bad thing. So why is this place so popular? It's the pastries, the cakes, all these sweet things. They're just fantastic, as you can see here. Okay, so those of you who like to do a bit of fitness work, I'm thinking about some running, jogging, walking, and haven't got access to a gym because let's face it, your gyms here, if you're on a 2 or 3 day stay, which is typical for visitors to Florence, a visit to the gym is going to cost you about €25, 25 euro. So it's just too much, isn't it? So look, I'm about 2 kilometres, and there we go. What a great little trail. Yeah, so I'm about 2 kilometres from the Ponte Vecchio, east along the Arno. And you've got these walking trails, and just up above here, there's a bitumen cycle track too. But I've walked along these trails before, and you can go for about 7-8 kilometres all the way out of town. So, for anyone who likes their endurance work and longer runs, you can just go for it here. Fantastic. Saturday morning, so no one on the river at the moment, but there's been people paddling past and so on. And as you can see by the sky, just a beautiful morning here, Saturday morning. It's going to get to about 15 degrees Celsius later today. And over behind me, I'll just turn around, you can probably see some people there putting their boats in. Fantastic. Great little spot to go for a walk or a run. Hey, catch you later. So the Sant Ambrosio market, I'll just show you some of the offerings on display. The offerings on display. So I feel the fruit and veg is pretty good. Great selection, great variety, and of course seasonal variety. Very seasonal here in Italy in terms of the produce on display and the produce that is available for purchase. So San Ambrosio, it's to the east of the historical centre of Florence. Those of you who know where Santa Croce is, the church, Santa Croce Church, it's just a bit further along. So this is the outdoor section. Wonderful variety. Quite busy, but it's Saturday morning. A bit of maiali, a bit of pork. Pani, some breads. And there we have it, the outdoor section. Shall we go inside? Why not? So you'll find dogs inside shops, restaurants, markets, sitting in front of a butcher. They must love it. So the person calling me, Gianni, there he is over there. We've been to his restaurant before, so he's buying his produce here. Gianni, his name is. I'll do a review of his restaurant too. So the fact that he's buying produce here is a good sign, isn't it?
Pastries down there.
Okay. Pastries down this way. Shops here at San Ambrosio. This one's quite nice. I love these little, they're a bit like a donut, really nice. No jam inside, but really lovely. So a little fritter. I'm not sure the exact name, I'll find out for you. Like one of those sugary donuts. Molto bene. So look, I think with the San Ambrosio market, more locals, probably more local shopping there. As I said, a restaurateur we know, he's buying his produce there too, so that's a good sign. It's a little bit further out compared to the Mercato Centrale, the central market, which is a bit more touristy. It's a little bit further out than the historical centre compared to the central market. Therefore a little bit cheaper. Look, my expert, my wife, she's just saying she thinks, and it looks like it too, the fruit and veg quality, quite good. And the selection of meats is greater at the San Ambrosio market. So there you go. Hey, but I haven't shown you yet the central market, Mercato Centrale. So I'm going to visit there because that's actually where I buy my pasta, fresh. And there's a nice little pastry shop I'll visit too. I'll show you that. Well, the Leather School of Florence. Here's the thing, you're just walking along the streets and you see these little places. I'm going to sneak in. The Leather School of Florence. Wow. And did you know the leather trade in Florence goes back to the early days, the leather guilds. We're talking about the 1200s. Look at the beautiful building. Beautiful building. I'll just walk around the corner here and see what is here. I guess the school's in front of us, but what a lovely building. We're trying to cut through actually to get through back to the Arno River. Just trying to find out what church this is and the gardens here. Never been in this area before, so there you go. So it's the back of the Santa Croce, one of the oldest churches in Florence. Built about the same time as the Duomo and Santa Maria Novella Church. Just one of those hidden little magical places, no access to, but the gardens here, superb. So here's the entrance, let's just have a quick look. Looks very rustic, doesn't it? Probably dates back to when the leather guilds all started, as I said, in the 1200s, the 13th century. So I'm just coming up to the entrance to Santa Croce, and it's €8 to go in, and it's well worth a visit. Now, if you're a resident of Florence, like I am, I've got my card now, it's a free entry. Now, I do want to show you the Piazza di Santa Croce, the square of Santa Croce. It's a fantastic square, and the facade of the church, fabulous. So there you have it, the Santa Croce Church, and I'm standing in the Piazza, the square. It's a beautiful square, by the way. And look at some of the architecture here, classic sort of medieval facade, isn't it? Beautiful big square, or piazza. Here, 2 weeks before Christmas, we've got a big Christmas market here. I'll tell you what, Christmas time, last year, I gave the strudel a nudge, that's for sure. So there we have it, Basilica Santa Croce. Its significance, well, who is buried within? Machiavelli, Galileo Galilei, and my favourite Renaissance artist, Michelangelo. What positive contributions they've all made to humanity. Okay, so this square, it's about 800 metres from Duomo. So look, if you're an elite runner, you can get here in under 2 minutes. Not that I'm encouraging you to have a crack at the world record. Hey, take your time. Hey, there's so many great laneways to explore on your way to Santa Croce, but it should be a visit. Fit it into your itinerary and come and explore this church too. So the Saturday morning, doesn't matter where you are in the world, mid-morning, coffee, pastries. No difference being in Florence. So my wife's just come out of Melaleuca, we've got the cinnamon bun, we've got the cookies, we've got, I think there's an apple strudel in there too, so it's looking very, very good. Hey, as I said, it's only 600 metres to the Ponte Vecchio. Look at that view, it's fantastic, isn't it? Hear the water? It's up a little bit, lots of rain the last couple of weeks. So just walking back to the apartment now, the Galileo Museum there. We see the Great Bridge, Ponte Vecchio. Uffizi Museum coming up on the right. And lots more people, as you can see. Ponte Vecchio Bridge. And we pan around to the west. The next bridge is the Santa Trinita, and that's where we turn right. And we live just around the corner. What a great spot. Well, I'm not only home now, the apartment's not far behind me. What a great little walk this morning. Along the Arno, I drop into Melaleuca. Now that cafe, it's a must visit. Look, there's lots of pastry places, obviously, in Florence, but I'll tell you what, the cakes and pastries there, do yourself a favour. And what a great walk. That's the thing with Florence, it's a very walkable city. Have some comfy shoes and just go exploring, getting lost. I mean, we got lost today, we've been here, 8 months now, coming in behind Santa Croce. Just an amazing little spot there. Expat lifestyle with bads. So please, thumbs up, subscribe, bell notifications on. Hey, see you next episode.